So I think it will be as hard as just getting the ready-made, 쫀득 cookie
that
Dubai
makes sense though. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
but like if you want to try it yourself, why not? And I guess it doesn't have to be the 쫀득 cookie, but you can also go and try making the Dubai chocolate.
Exactly.
I guess as well.
That could be quite a bit of a replacement, but I gotta tell you, one just Dubai chewy chocolate is about 1,200 kilocalories, which is same calories as 2 hamburgers. Wow. So if you're gonna give it a try, make sure that you must know how much calories it's got. So why don't you give it a try for like 1 or 2 and just for one day, for Christmas or Christmas Eve.
Yeah, but do be informed that it is high in calories. And I guess because Dubai Kimbap was an idea from Korea, we can call these Dubai desserts a K dessert as
for
well.
Sure. Yes. K snacks all the way down.
All the way. All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing all the Christmas and seasonal songs, as well as the desserts that we can enjoy for the Christmas and end of year season. Thank you as always, Prince Konu.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so that is it for today on High Five. We'll be back again tomorrow for more culture to crunch on. And here is our last song. It's 우리 사랑하게 됐어요. I Happen to Love You. This is a 2025 version by Kain and Shogun. Bye-bye. Keep crunching.
안녕.
기억하고 있을까 우리 잠시 멀리 있던 날 잠들기 힘든 내 모습 내 맘이 자꾸 널 찾던 날
어떤 맘일까 그대와 나 같은 맘일까 그대와 나
한 가지 내게 분명한 것은 함께 있어야 웃는다는 것
사랑인 걸까
너와 나
같은 맘일까
너와 나 우리가 사랑하게 됐다고
말해도 될까 하나 둘씩 추억이 늘어가면 가게 될수록 너의 곁에서 익숙해진 나 너를 찾게 된다
너를 위해 준비한 화려하지 못한 순간들 예쁘고 좋은 것들만 받아야 하는 그대인데
어떤 맘일까 그대와 나 같은 맘일까 그대와 나
한 가지 내게 분명한 것은 함께 있어야 웃는다는 것
사랑인 걸까
너와 나
Are you curious about Korean cultural heritage?
If you are a fan of Korean culture and history, listen up. Korean cultural heritage is based on a 5,000-year history.
The whole country is like a massive museum because it possesses such diverse cultural properties. Let's not wait any longer and take a look.
First, for beginners. For those who are not familiar with Korea, let's start with the world-famous list.
You can see how Korea's beautiful traditional patterns and historical features have been preserved.
And don't forget to experience Korea's intangible cultural heritage. From Ganggangsulle to Talchum, there's just so many exciting cultural heritages to experience.
These are for intermediate level tourists who have already visited Korea and its famous attractions. You might even be standing in a World Heritage Site right now.
How about searching for intangible cultural heritage that you can experience? 한소리, 제주 해녀 diving, 김장. Make some unforgettable memories while having fun.
Last but not least, the advanced level. It's the memory of the World Register. Korea possesses an extensive documentary heritage. Korea is serious about documentation and preservation.
A tour of Korean cultural heritage will become a legacy of your own.
Why not make your own Korean cultural heritage travel itinerary?
Isn't it fascinating?
The Korean wave is drawing more fans from all over the world.
Local consumer prices continue to hover at the 2% cent rate in April.
Turning to robots to allow the visually impaired the chance to better indulge in cultural experiences. Like the number of hybrid cars are registered in South Korea has surpassed 2 million with this locally developed Yuri rocket.
Arirang.
Introducing Korean broadcast content that you won't be able to stop watching. For weary modern souls, Dr. Romantic, the quirky genius doctor of Puldam Hospital, prescribes heartwarming tales of humanity. A couple together for 7 years sees their rose-tinted glasses shatter. Can they keep their relationship alive? Discover the raw stories of youth, work, and love. Beyond what social media can show, experience the vibrant Korea through its hidden gems. Mama, the ultimate K-pop festival for global fans. Find your star in a feast of trendy music and electrifying performances. Now, the whole world enjoys it together.
South Korean tax authorities are now looking into e-commerce giant Coupang, following the company's massive data breach, which affected millions of customers. Officials are focusing on possible profit shifting to Coupang's U.S. headquarters, which fully owns the company. U.S. President Donald Trump has officially confirmed that South Korea's Hanwha Group will partner with the U.S. Navy to construct a new class of frigate warships. Trump linked the partnership to Hanwha's recent investment in the Philly shipyard, praising the firm as a good company. South Korea's first commercial orbital rocket, the Hanbin Naru, lifted off from a space center in Brazil this morning, but it appears to have exploded shortly after liftoff. Videos of the launch shared on social media show fire erupting from the rocket about a minute after liftoff. Hello and thanks for joining us on Arirang News. We begin today with South Korean e-commerce giant Coupang and an investigation into the company by the Special Prosecutor Team and National Tax Service, following a recent personal data breach at the end of November. Lawmakers are also preparing another parliamentary hearing. Our Park Gon-woo starts us off.
A special prosecutor team launched an investigation into Coupang on Tuesday over allegations of unpaid severance pay and related probe interference. The team raided Coupang Fulfillment Services, the company's key logistics subsidiary in Seoul, to secure documents related to severance payments for non-regular staff. Coupang is accused of changing internal work rules in 2023, making it more difficult for workers to qualify for severance pay. The case escalated after a former prosecutor alleged last October that he had faced external pressure to clear Coupang of wrongdoing, prompting authorities to appoint a special prosecutor. Tax authorities are also investigating Coupang as the National Tax Service deployed around 150 investigators after preliminary data analysis suggested possible tax evasion, with investigators seen removing boxes of documents from the company on Monday. The investigation team includes officials from Investigation Division 4, which handles special tax probes, as well as the International Transactions Division, focusing on possible profit shifting to Coupang's U.S. headquarters. Authorities are examining whether Coupang reduced its domestic tax burden by excessive royalty or technology fee payments to its U.S. parent company. A two-day parliamentary hearing is set for December 30th and 31st, involving 5 standing committees, including the Science, ICT, Broadcasting and Communications Committee, to address issues including the recent data breach. The Land, Infrastructure and Transport Committee will also review whether Coupang's courier business registration could be revoked, depending on whether it meets Land Ministry standards. While political pressure continues to mount, it remains unclear whether Coupang Inc. Chairman Kim Bum-seok will attend the hearings. Lawmakers could consider strong measures, including additional legal complaints and the issuance of a compulsory attendance order, if Kim fails to appear before the National Assembly, as was the case last week. And with no official statement from Coupang issued yet regarding the probe and hearings, attention is now focused on the company's next move. Park Gon-woo, Arirang News.
U.S. President Donald Trump has officially confirmed that South Korea's Hanwha Group will partner with the U.S. Navy to construct a new class of frigate warships. Speaking at a press conference at Mar-a-Lago on Monday, Trump outlined the plan as part of his vision for a Golden Fleet, which will include smaller agile frigates alongside 2 new Trump-class battleships. He also linked the partnership to Hanwha's recent investment in the Philly shipyard, praising the firm as a good company. The cooperation falls under the Make American Shipbuilding Great Again, or MASGA initiative, with a $150 billion US strategic investment commitment from Seoul intended to serve as leverage to lower tariffs imposed on Korean goods. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump also announced the appointment of Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry as the new special envoy to Greenland. The latest move has renewed controversy over Washington's interest in the mineral-rich territory. Our Lee Seung-jae has more.
U.S. President Donald Trump has announced the appointment of Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry as the new U.S. Special Envoy to Greenland, reviving controversy over Washington's interest in the vast mineral-rich Arctic territory. In a statement released Sunday, Trump said Landry understands how critical Greenland is to U.S. national security and will work to advance American interests for the safety and security of U.S. allies. Greenland is a semi-autonomous territory of Denmark, strategically located in the Arctic and rich in rare earth minerals. Trump has repeatedly argued that U.S. control over the island is necessary for national security reasons, both during his presidential transition and in the early months of his return to the White House. He has previously declined to rule out the use of military force to assert U.S. jurisdiction over Greenland, comments that have drawn sharp criticism from Denmark, Greenlandic leaders, and European officials. Following the announcement, Denmark's Foreign Minister Lars Løkke Rasmussen on Monday said he would once again summon the U.S. Ambassador Kenneth Houry, citing renewed concern over Washington's intentions toward Greenland.
I am very upset about this appointment of a special envoy, and I am particularly upset about the envoy's statements, which we find completely unacceptable.
The appointment also prompted a response from the European Union, which reaffirmed its commitment to the territorial integrity and sovereignty of the Kingdom of Denmark, including Greenland. An EU spokesperson stressed that respect for national borders and sovereignty remains a fundamental principle of the European Union, signaling strong opposition to any challenge to Denmark's control over the Arctic territory.
It is not for me here to comment on US decisions, but what I can say about the EU position is the following, which has been our long-standing position on the matter, that preserving the territorial integrity of the Kingdom of Denmark, its sovereignty, and the inviolability of its borders is essential for the European Union.
The latest developments underscore renewed diplomatic friction between Washington and its European allies as debate over Greenland's future once again moves to the center of international attention. Lee Seung-jae, Arirang News.
North Korea has opened 5 new hotels near Mount Paektu as leader Kim Jong-un pushes to develop the area into a flagship tourist city. The regime's state-run Korean Central News Agency said on Tuesday that opening ceremonies were held over 2 days in the Samjiyon tourism district, with 2 hotels opening on December 20th and 3 more on December 21st. Kim attended the events in person, touring guest rooms, restaurants, and swimming pools, and praised the facilities for combining practicality, variety, and artistic design. He stressed that service quality and staff professionalism should be the top priority. Kim also vowed to further transform Samjiyon into a model city, representing the regime's tourism culture. Meanwhile, South Korean space company INNOSPACE commercial launch vehicle Hanwha lifted off from Alcantara Space Center in Brazil at 10:13 p.m. local time on Monday, but exploded shortly after liftoff. Less than a minute after liftoff, the rocket experienced an abnormality, fell back to the ground, and crashed within a designated safe zone with no reported casualties. INNOSPACE is expected to make an official announcement about the incident later. The weakening Korean won is adding a burden on consumers, especially when buying imported products like beef and coffee. Park Jun-an explains more.
The effects of the weakening Korean won are beginning to show in the costs of imports, as while year-on-year import prices fell by more than 2% on a contractual currency basis, they rose by over 2% when calculated in Korean won. According to the Bank of Korea Economic Statistics System on Sunday, the import price index for November shows that with 2020 set as 100, import prices on a contractual currency basis rose by just over 18% as of November 2025. However, when those same price changes are converted into Korean won, the increase jumps to nearly 42%. This widening gap highlights how exchange rate movements add pressure to Korea's import costs. When looking at the $1 exchange rate, the amount of won needed to buy $1 now stands at around 1,481. That marks an increase of 7.63% over the past 6 months and a rise of 34.3% over the past 5 years. South Korea imports nearly 100% of key staples such as coffee, corn, wheat, and soybeans, making it vulnerable to currency fluctuations. Notably, the import price index for coffee stood at 379.71 in won terms last month, compared with 307.12 in dollar terms, underscoring how the weak won amplifies costs. Over the past 5 years, dollar-based coffee prices have tripled due to climate-driven supply shortages, but in won terms, they have nearly quadrupled, rising nearly 280% since 2020. Beef has also risen by over 60% in the same period, compared to an increase of around 30% on a contractual currency basis.
Even when buying the same amount, imports inevitably cost more when the exchange rate rises, pushing up import prices and ultimately fueling inflation. Compared with other G7 countries, South Korea is more sensitive to exchange rate swings and raw material price increases due to its heavy reliance on imports.
Meanwhile, the Bank of Korea's analysis shows that if the $1 rate persists around the 1,471 level, inflation could exceed its 2.1% forecast and rise to the mid-2% range. 박준환, Arirang News.
Meanwhile, South Korea has unveiled its roadmap for human missions to Mars. Eyes are now on whether the country can move beyond the moon and set its sights on the red planet within the next 2 decades. Our Tae-Yoon-kyung reports.
The Korea Aerospace Administration has revealed its mid to long-term Mars exploration roadmap spanning 20 years through 2045. Rather than attempting a single, all-at-once mission to Mars, this roadmap focuses on gradually accumulating technologies step by step from orbital insertion to landing and surface exploration using domestically developed capabilities. As an initial step, plans are underway to launch a Mars orbiter using the Nuri rocket and next-generation launch systems. In addition, technologies for exploring and utilizing resources on Mars will be developed, along with energy supply systems and the technologies needed to support crewed exploration and the establishment of habitation infrastructure.
At the end of last November, the first space transportation capability, developed in cooperation with the private sector, was secured.
However, since significant gaps still remain between Korea and leading countries in terms of technology, budget, and manpower, international cooperation is essential. Accordingly, the plan is to take part in international exploration projects in order to demonstrate domestic technologies at an early stage and contribute to global missions. Through these efforts, the goal is to secure a Mars orbiter by the mid-2030s and to complete landing and robotic exploration missions around 2045. Mars is rapidly emerging as a central arena in the competition for space leadership. Through KASA's Mars roadmap, South Korea aims to rise into the ranks of the world's top 5 space powers. Tae-Yoon-kyung, Arirang News.
This is The World Now, bringing you everything you need to know from around the globe. The Trump administration on Monday suspended leases for 5 offshore wind projects under construction off the U.S. East Coast, citing national security risks. The Interior Department said the pause is effective immediately and will give it time to work with the Defense Department and other agencies on mitigating risks. Interior Secretary Doug Burgum warned that evolving adversary technologies and offshore turbines near population centers could create vulnerabilities. The pause comes 2 weeks after a federal judge struck down Trump's executive order blocking wind development as unlawful. In Moscow, a bomb planted under a car has killed Russian Lieutenant General Vanil Sarvarov. Russia's investigative committee said that an explosive device detonated underneath his car on Monday morning, and it is pursuing multiple lines of inquiry, including possible orchestration by Ukrainian intelligence services. Sarvarov served as the head of the General Staff's Operational Training Directorate and was a veteran of campaigns in Chechnya and Syria. He is the third high-ranking military officer to be killed in a bombing in the Moscow region in just over a year. While Ukraine has not commented on this specific attack, President Zelensky previously noted that justice inevitably comes for top Russian figures. In Japan, a regional vote on Monday cleared the final hurdle for Japan to restart the world's largest nuclear power plant. Niigata Prefecture's decision allows operator TEPCO to reactivate the first of 7 reactors at the Kashiwazaki Kariwa power plant as early as January 20th. The historic pivot back to nuclear energy comes nearly 15 years after the Fukushima disaster. Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi is pushing the restart to slash soaring fossil fuel import costs and meet the massive electricity demands of new AI data centers. Hundreds of protesters gathered in the cold to protest the decision. British singer-songwriter Chris Rea, best known for Driving Home for Christmas, has died aged 74. A family statement said he died in hospital on Monday after a short illness. The singer rose to fame in the 1980s and had 2 number-1 albums in the UK. His 1986 classic, Driving Home for Christmas, remains one of the most played festive tracks, consistently returning to the UK music charts every December. 주지현, 아리랑 뉴스.
We're getting a brief pause from the cold today. That said, you'll want to keep an umbrella handy. Rain started in the west will spread nationwide through the afternoon with 5 to 20 millimeters in the forecast through Wednesday morning. Meanwhile, mountainous regions in Gangwon-do province will see snow instead with up to 5 centimeters of snowfall. Once the rain clears, winter makes a sharp comeback. From Christmas Day, temperatures drop quickly, and by Friday, we are looking at lows near minus 12 degrees Celsius here in the capital, but it's going to feel like minus 20 degrees along with the biting winds. But for this afternoon, despite the rain, temperatures will remain comfortable. Seoul gets up to 5 degrees, but Busan will be topping out at 15 degrees Celsius. Christmas Day itself looks mostly clear nationwide, but snow or rain may linger along the west coast of Jeollado and on Jeju Island. But for today, enjoy the milder temperatures along with rainfall. That's all we have for today's noon edition of Arirang News. Thank you for watching. We'll be back at 5 p.m. Korea time. Stay tuned.
Korea, a globally recognized sports powerhouse. Behind the dazzling achievements, there's always an invisible force at work. With sophisticated materials, cutting-edge equipment, and innovative technological solutions, SMEs in the K-sports industry play a vital role in bolstering Korea's status as a sports powerhouse. By integrating AI technology, they unlock athletes' potential and enhance performance, elevating the sports environment to the next level and opening new markets in the sports industry. Their innovative technology and bold challenges drive the growth of Korea's sports industry, creating a better world through sports. The innovation of these SMEs never stops. A systematic partnership support program is implemented to discover promising sports SMEs, provide technical validation and R&D support to enhance competitiveness, and strengthen the foundation for overseas expansion. At Tokyo Sportech 2025, the technological prowess of Korean companies was recognized. The Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism, and the Korea Sports Promotion Foundation supported K-sports companies with product promotion and business consultations with global buyers, demonstrating product quality and market potential, and confirming the possibility of expanding into the global market.
저희는 ICT 강국으로서 바이어나 사용자들한테 신기술을 접목한 생활 스포츠 기회를 실질적으로 확대할 수 있는 그 기회를 제공하는 데 많은 도움이 될 수 있으리라고 확신을 합니다.
이제 스포츠도 K죠. K 스포츠는 이겁니다.
The joy for all, created by the power of K-sports. Experience the future of the new sports industry through the innovation and technology of the Korean sports industry.
to set the facts straight. Get Korea right.
다음 중 한국의 전통 의상은 무엇일까요? 그렇다면 한국의 전통 의상 이름은 무엇일까요?
정답은 한복입니다. 안녕하세요. 방크 청년연구원 이정우입니다. 한국 드라마와 한국 영화가 한류 팬들에게 사랑받으면서 한국 전통 의상인 한복도 주목받고 있는데요. 한국 문화 콘텐츠가 지구촌 곳곳에서 인기를 누리면서 한국과 관련된 잘못된 정보도 확산되고 있습니다. 그중에는 한복에 관한 오류 정보도 있더라고요. 제가 여러분께 한복에 대해 제대로 알려드릴게요. 곡선과 직선이 조화롭게 이루어진 한복은 단아함과 우아함이 살아있는 한국 전통 의상입니다. 또한 1600년간 이어진 고유 한복은 세계에서 제일 길며 그것은 고구려 고분 벽화와 신라 백제 유물로도 확인이 됩니다. 한국인의 정체성과 역사가 담긴 한국의 소중한 문화유산이라 할 수 있죠.